Rock and roll icons Kiss have been forced to cancel their final concert ever in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, moments before the doors to the concert were about to open due to an unforeseen illness. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for another video and another story. Sad that I can't be coming to you guys with a good news story here this evening. Obviously, some very troubling and distressing news in the world of Kiss tonight, as they are 8 shows away, or I guess now 7 shows away since they didn't perform this evening from their final concert. We are getting news that Kiss had to cancel this show, and this just happened moments ago. So CTV News reports that the Canadian Tire Centre put up this tweet saying Kiss has canceled their show that had been scheduled for tonight at the Canadian Tire Centre. Below is their official statement. So this is the only official statement we have from Kiss right now, guys. We'll open it up on Twitter. And the official statement reads, due to an unforeseen illness in the band Party, we are unable to perform tonight. Now, that's the only statement we've seen from Kiss. As of the moment I'm doing this live stream, there is no statement on the Kiss website either. But I have been doing some research across the web to try to figure out what's going on, as I am a member of many different Kiss groups across the web. And many people are saying that Paul Stanley may be the one who is sick. I do want to just add here, guys, that as I read through these comments to try to add some context to this story, we have to remember this is still just the rumor mill. We're going to wait until the official statement comes out. But as of now, to try to deduce what's going on, I am going to look at a couple of comments. But we have to take these with a grain of salt as well. So some people are wondering if it was Gene who was sick. Many folks online are claiming it is Paul Stanley who was sick. This one comment here reads, Paul was definitely not well on Saturday night. The whole sound check, it looked like he couldn't clear his sinuses. I've seen a number of other comments here about Paul as well. Somebody also says Gene kept walking off stage at the show on this past Saturday. I keep reading other things about Paul as well. But the funny thing is, guys, that as I read, I'll read here that Paul was sick. And the comment under it will say, no, Paul wasn't sick. This comment here says, I was in Montreal, Quebec. Paul was fine. The next comment says, I was in Montreal. He was not fine. So apparently Paul Stanley showing some form of issues. Many people did say that he seemed tired as well at the shows in Quebec City and Montreal in the past couple of days. This one member here says he was told it could potentially have been fatigue and vocal strain. He also was told that Paul seemed ill at the Montreal sound check. So that's what everybody's saying, guys. So evidently it may be Paul. Again, I'm not here claiming that this part here is the official news story. The only official news we have as of this moment is that it has been confirmed to be an illness, and it is somebody in the band Party. Now, obviously, this is a really sad story, man. And, I think it's ultimately really unfortunate that this is happening on the final Kiss tour ever. For those people who wanted to see this show, the silver lining of any other tour would be the fact that the band could reschedule and potentially come back and give, the fans the show that they've been waiting to see for so long. And for a lot of people, that would, be, in this circumstance, maybe their first and last time to see Kiss. But the silver lining for other tours is that they could reschedule. If Kiss is really staying true to their word for this tour, there is going to be no reschedule. There will be no Ottawa show, and this is just going to be a show that they ultimately missed, and those people are going to miss it. It's a very sad thing. It's something I have gone through myself. I've been a victim of it. I remember I went to go see the final Black Sabbath tour, actually, and it was a huge day. We were getting ready all day. I was beyond amped up. And as we're walking in the doors, guys, the doors were supposed to be open already for 30 minutes. The guy at the door says there's no show tonight. And I thought he was joking. I got to be honest. I thought he was joking, but he was not joking. It turns out Ozzy had developed sinusitis and was on his way back to Los Angeles to see a doctor out of my city. As I was walking in with my Sabbath shirt on, the whole deal. So, I've been there. And it's a really sad situation. I've also traveled for shows that have been canceled. I always call 2023 the year of cancellations, guys. That's really what I've called it all year, the year of the cancellation. I have seen more events canceled, personally had more events canceled, been screwed over, had more guests and interviews on this channel cancel in 2023 than any other year so far. It's just the nature of things now. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it can be explained, but it seems to be the nature of things. I literally last month or 2 months ago, I flew out for a concert in Vancouver. As I'm walking into that show was canceled as well. So, it's just one of those things. Nobody's safe. I always say I don't recommend traveling for concerts anymore in 2023, just due to the fact that this is happening so much. Guys, there's concerts I want to go see too. There's shows I want to go fly and see. Honestly, I was even going to book more concerts to go see Kiss in these last 10 shows, because the show, I just saw them 2 weeks ago, for anybody who hasn't been watching my videos. And when I saw them 2 weeks ago, maybe I can speak on the illness aspect. They didn't seem ill at all. They seemed at super high energy. But I didn't even want to book a show outside of my city, just due to the fact that there's so many variables, so many things can go wrong. A lot of people have pointed out too, and I'm not saying this in a disrespectful way. I mean this in the utmost respectful way possible. These guys are also not, very young men anymore, right? This is a challenging thing for them to keep going. The physicality of this tour, as has been mentioned right here. Look, we see this comment. The physicality of touring and their ages are good and bad for them. It keeps them active and mobile. I spoke with Gene's handler at the Austin, Texas show last month, and he told us Gene suffers a lot of pain doing the shows. He puts on a show of strength in front of the audience, but he communicates the discomfort in private. They still greatly impress at their ages. Wow. See, so that's, I guess, maybe Barth, shout out to Barth in this comment, maybe has a more eloquent way, because I know eloquence isn't quite my strong suit, but maybe a more eloquent way of putting the words together that I'm trying to say. The fact that they're even able to make it to the stage, guys, at this point at all, not due to their age, but due to the mixture of their age and the physicality of it, is absolutely remarkable. These guys have said this their whole career. These guys aren't Mick Jagger. They're not the Rolling Stones. They're not Keith Richards going up in a t-shirt and jeans. These guys are going up in 20 pounds of armor and gear. It is not an easy situation for these guys to do. Couple of comments here. Vicky says she just got back home. This concert was to celebrate her daughter's birthday and her birthday as a mother-daughter concert. Vicky, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can catch them. Hopefully you can try and catch them in Toronto tomorrow, Vicky. I really hope the Toronto show isn't canceled as well. Is it a promo gimmick? Not at all. I don't think so at all. I don't think there's any need for promo gimmicks at this stage in their career, aside from the ones that they're doing now. I think the final tour in and of itself, Youth Among Us, is the promo gimmick. That's the way I see it. GPH says, Kiss don't cancel shows easily. They played without Paul once. That is a phenomenal point, GP. Yeah, I remember that. I remember when Kiss did that show, Paul had did he have a heart attack? Or maybe not a heart attack, but it was a heart-related issue. And yeah, they went up without Paul. So this leads me to wonder what it actually could be. I'm with everybody who's saying that, and again, I hope it's not, but this could be maybe more so on the serious side. Just due to the fact that they have 10 shows left. They don't cancel shows easy. And they have played even without members before. They even played without Peter before. You guys remember that. They played without Peter Criss. Who was it? Eddie Cannon they brought him up there. They brought Eddie Cannon up and put him in Peter Criss makeup before they canceled the show. You guys don't think I know about Eddie Cannon. We can't be friends if you don't know who Eddie Cannon is and Anton Fig. If you don't know who Anton Fig is, I don't want you in my life. But look. No, Rob, I don't think they will reschedule. Just reading the chat here, guys, for anybody watching the recording. 20 pounds, man. They love their fans. Dude, I think there's like 20, 30 pounds of gear that they wear. What about the Bruce Kulick experience? What about it? I love Bruce. I think he's phenomenal. Bruce is amazing. Anyway, guys, this is obviously a very sad situation. I want to know what you guys think about Kiss canceling their final show in Ottawa. I put a comment up saying how sad I was for the fans of this show, and people were saying, all that matters is the person who's sick gets better. Obviously, yes, that goes without saying. That is clearly the most important thing. But that doesn't take away from the disappointment that the fans have. And maybe I am particularly sensitive to this issue just because I have been screwed over by shows before. Like the last one there in September, I flew to another, part of the country for this show. And as I'm walking in, there wasn't even anything posted by the artist. This was Drake at the time. He just put up, "Don't worry, Vancouver, tomorrow it's time." And I'm thinking, well, tomorrow it's time. That's great. Where the fuck is my $1,000 for my hotel and my flights and my tickets and shit? I don't give a shit if you're having a concert tomorrow. I can't make it tomorrow. So, the logistics of these artists and all this stuff it's challenging. I think the moral of the story is, guys, don't book travel to go see concerts. That is really the big moral of the story. Like I say, whenever I break that rule, I get bitten in the ass after. Don't travel to see concerts right now because shit is too fucked up. Second thing, I don't even know if there's a second thing. That's probably the main takeaway, guys. It's a sad thing. What up to everybody in the chat? I just hope the guys are okay too. Of course, man. I'm sending big love to the guys. And nobody, don't take what I'm saying the wrong way just because I feel for the fans also. I think there's definitely room to feel for both. And let's not act like Kiss doesn't care for the fans either. Like, let's not act that Kiss doesn't, we can't act like they have no concern for the fans or what they're going through either. Obviously, Kiss is going to be very upset with the fact that they had to do this. They're doing shows in their 70s, which is unbelievable. Exactly, Rob, and I commend them for that. It's phenomenal what they're doing right now. The fact that they're giving us more at this age in this pain, they have my respect. I absolutely agree, Vicky. When I was watching the show in Edmonton, you guys can see my full experience video and concert review on my channel if you want to go and check it out. By the way, if you're liking this stream, man, please hit that like button, guys. I'd really appreciate it. It helps my videos a lot, and it's completely free, so hit that like button. But when I saw the show a couple weeks ago, I noticed the show of strength. Like, I was watching them. They're playing for 30 minutes. They're playing for 40 minutes. They're playing for an hour. By the hour mark, I'm watching Gene, and I'm watching him real closely. I was basically front row of the lower bowl, so I was watching them real closely. And I was, about the hour mark of the show, I was like, this guy is fucking tired, bro. And I can't tell he's tired because he's slowing down. I can just tell he's fighting. I can tell, just the amount of sheer brute power and force physically it takes to power through a show like that at this age. Again, I couldn't see any weakness or anything. I could just see the fact that, the level of endurance that it takes to do this, I think, is far beyond what people can even wrap their mind around. And to add to that, guys, I went to see Kiss this last time for my 25th birthday. I'm 25 years of age newly. After one day, because I went to the sound check, so I did a whole sort of take your fan to work day. I went to work with Kiss that day, starting at 4 o'clock. Being on Kiss's tour schedule for one day and not even having to do all the shit that they did left me absolutely exhausted for 2 days. I am not shitting you guys. The sound check, we showed up at 2 o'clock at the venue, 2 in the afternoon. We probably left the venue at 11:30 at night or midnight. And I did not perform a show, clearly. I'm talking being in the audience, guys, not performing. I was beat, exhausted for 2 days. It literally took so much just to keep up with what these guys are doing. And these guys are in their 70s. You know what I mean? So it's like that. I think people, you need to get a little taste of something before you can really grasp it in this world. It's like you need to taste a little something or feel a little something or get a little whiff of something to really make shit click for you. We see people do all these things and it seems so easy, but if you were to try some of these things, you would really realize the difficulty of it. And again, that's without performing. That's without costumes. That's without meet and greets. So look, I could sit here and talk all night. But it's just an incredible thing that what they're doing right now, carrying this on. Hope Kiss is okay. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And if we get any other updates, Cassius is 35. 45, Kyle. I'm 45. If we get any other updates, guys, I will hop back on and let you know.